I happen to have heard about Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa precisely in 1992 when I first ventured into politics. Then I was to contest for councillorship, which of course, unfortunately, was botched by the coup of Abacha on November 17, 1993, which was the day I went for my last training for the councillorship of Ward 8, Ejema Anyogo, Anyoche South. As at that time too, he was already council chairman in Ika. So I've known him that long, but I had a very close shave with him when I was to run for chairmanship in 2003. I think he was the commissioner for water resources then. I had to go visit him in his office. So I've known him as far back as over 25 years now. Yes, I think I've known him for about 25 years now. First and foremost, I would say that Dr. Okowa had a very, very wonderful background. Had a very, very good background. Of course, I haven't studied from one of the premier universities in Nigeria. At the early age of 21, 22, he graduated from medical school, and he didn't go to any organization to work. He just directly delved into private practice as a medical doctor, and most importantly, in the rural areas. He went back to his area, in the rural area, in Agbo, in Ibaki, and was rendering services to the grassroots. Little wonder he became a master of the grassroots. So, I mean, that must have informed his decision into service, because all his life he has prepared himself to render service. And I think after that tutelage of having given medical services and health services to persons in the grassroots, I think he decided to look at a higher calling of serving them in a larger capacity and delved into politics. And of course, he had to serve as a councillor, as secretary to local government, a council chairman, secretary to government, and now governor of the, for goodness sake, I mean, he got himself prepared early enough by deciding to delve into the grassroots and render services. I fondly call him Uncle because he's from, the mother is from my place in Ejema Anyogo. I've had opportunity of having close interactions with him. He is extremely intelligent. Extremely intelligent. He has high level of human relationship. He has strong acumen for human psychology. There are things he told me that has continued to build and direct my political judgments. He once told me that I asked him questions about the 2007 primaries and how he was able to endure the whole thing and how he came out clean. And he was like a smile, and he told me, Ima, there are times in politics that you don't talk. There are times you only smile. There are times you just cry. Every time and every season in politics has a particular temperament and temperature, and each situation has the way you react to it. And I've continued to use that. You know, he is so deft in strategy, and he's not a loud talker. He believes in actions a lot. You hardly see him boast. You hardly see him say a lot of things. It's not verbose, it's not loquacious. But when he comes out with what he had decided to do, it blows your mind. That is Governor Okowa for you. That's Senator Okowa. I tell a lot of persons that have come across me that I've had to describe him to, I say, he's one of the best of his kind. If you're going to contest an election with Senator Okowa, you must be hyper prepared, because he has a strong eye for meticulous details. He has this eagle eye for meticulous details. He crosses his teeth and dots his eyes. It will surprise you to know that he knows over 95% of everybody in every unit in the state. That is the kind of person Senator Okowa is. He calls you by name. So in this particular game of politics, I mean, man, you give it to him. He's one of the best. He's a master in the game. like if one person cooks for everybody, you understand, it might not be enough. I would say that he has done very, very well. I just told you, when somebody is able to identify persons by name and identify them by face, of course, it goes to show that when they bring their various issues, he attends to them. Of course, I personally has had to, he has had to deal with me personally, and I dealt with a lot of persons personally. So he has affected so many lives. So I'm talking personally now. He's affected so many personal lives. Then when you look at government in itself, in all spheres of governance, is it the YAGEP, is it the STEP, is it the widows social welfare scheme, is it the microcredit, is it agricultural sector, is it the health, is it the infrastructure, is it the road? See, Dr. OKOWA has because, well, I'm not surprised because of the background, like I earlier said. He grew, he was thoroughbred, he lived his life in the grassroots. So he understands exactly what happens in the grassroots. You understand? So he's been able to use that foundation to affect a lot of lives. I can tell you that for free, because I've consistently followed the way. At times when I quote him, people, they will show that, you don't get close to that like this. I say, the few times I've sat with him, I always take one thing away. He's always giving me something to take away. And most importantly, he has strong fear of God. Because once told me, Sorokwu, Ima, believe in God. It's only God that gives power. I cannot do anything for you, but God is the one that can do a lot of things for you. And I think that's been what has been leading him on. Each time I look at Uncle Dr. Senator OKOWA, I know that he's headed for the top. He's headed for the top. Of course, with the arrangement of things that we have in politics, where you have, of course, structural zoning and all of that, one would say that will hinder him from reaching the top, like the presidency of the country. But I tell you, if given the opportunity, Dr. OKOWA will do very, very well as a president of Nigeria. Very, very well. He has the calmness, he has the experience, he has the knowledge, he has the wisdom, he has the humility, he has the depth. Most importantly, he has the perseverance, patience, and tolerance. He has so much patience that he could sit down and will not say anything, and there will be a raging storm around him, and he's processing exactly what he wants to do at the end of that storm, and he comes out clean. He will not be ruffled. You will see the storm raging, but he will not be ruffled. You will marvel at his reaction at the end of that storm. I give it to him a lot, so I learn a lot from him, and I see him as an A-list in the mold of that creation of those kind of personalities. It's just too much. It's too much.